Welcome back to Studio 5. If you want to be that woman with killer confidence, my next guest says you have to work at it. So we're sharing strategies to help you feel, act, and portray more confidence. Studio 5 relationship coach Dr. Matt Townsend is here with 4 research-based ways to increase your confidence. Did you turn your watch off?
I turned my watch off.
There was a little struggle
Totally
right before
confident.
this conversation.
Yeah.
You are confident that's off.
Pretty confident. Yeah, no, it's off.
I love this topic. It's something I'm really passionate about. Do you think, and what does the research say? I'll ask you that. Do some people come to Earth with just more confidence built in their nature? Yeah,
probably. Yeah, they're freaks. But they have it, and it might simply be because they have kind of more naturally more testosterone.
Oh.
So it's weird because when testosterone's higher, we feel more powerful. And when cortisol is there as well, the stress hormone, we can manage our stress better. So if those levels are right, then we actually seem more confident than we are.
So men naturally maybe a little more confident than women? Is that
probably,
fair to say?
or at least can fake it because higher testosterone, different cortisol levels.
Well, I was going to say, looking over your strategies, I imagine these strategies would be different if you were talking to a male audience.
Yeah, no, actually, no.
No? They're the same?
Exactly the same. Because these strategies actually, research shows, creates the hormone balance that you sometimes need.
Gotcha.
So this isn't just psyching your head up to go be confident, to do something you can't do. This is actually preparing your body chemically to walk into something and feel confident. And I want you to go in and feel confident, because if you don't go in and nail it, then we don't get the best you. So if we can take the edge off and get you confident, then now I can finally see you at your best.
So it's just a chemical balance. It's managing your body, managing your physical state.
Managing your head, which will then manage your chemistry. And sometimes your body, if your body would just do certain things, the chemicals will naturally flow. Naturally smile. When you smile, chemistry actually is made to make you feel better, even if you're faking it. You put a pen in your mouth and hold it in your mouth, chemistry to create the feeling of happiness would start to flow.
This stuff fascinates me.
It's really cool.
All right, confident booster number 1. You want us to think back to a moment where we felt our very best.
Exactly. The research shows when you go back and you recall a moment where you were confident, when you were in your game, where you were nailing it, you know, like that last segment where you were just killing it with Becky.
Yes.
When you do that, you all of a sudden, your brain goes back to the chemistry that you were feeling when you were killing it.
Just by reliving it mentally?
Because thoughts create feelings and emotion. So when you go back to that, now everybody can go back to a high school moment, a touchdown that you made, making drill team and nailing it, getting asked to the dance when you were prom queen, all of these things. And when you go back to that moment where you felt good about it, you start to sense this confidence coming in. Now, when you go back to it, don't just enjoy it and put your crown back on. Instead, try to figure out what was it about that was so empowering. What was it that you loved about that? What do you remember about it vividly that stood out? And start using some of those cues. It may have just simply been because you were able to actually interact with others, because you were doing something that you had worked a long time on, because you felt like you were performing at your highest level. Try to identify some clues as to what generated confidence for you back then by going there and feeling it. Very basic.
I like that challenge. So a lot has been made in the topic of confidence. A lot has been made of the power pose. Oh yeah. There was like a TED Talk about this whole...
This is awesome.
I'm kind of skeptical about this whole thing.
I know you are. Dr. Amy Cuddy is her name. She was just on my show, and she's a Harvard business professor. But the research, hands down, says when you do the power pose, or this, even better. In fact, there's Amy talking, and she's not a confident person. She tells a story about how she had a major accident that actually impacted her brain. She lost IQ points, and she went to Princeton and actually got into Princeton, but she felt like a fake. How many times do we all feel like a fake? Because we're in a situation where like they don't know what I don't know. So she talks about the research, and the research is fairly clear. When you win a race, let's say you just won a marathon. Yeah. What do the marathoners do when they win a race?
They throw their head back and their arms in the air.
Why do they go up?
Because they are proud of their accomplishment.
Because they feel confident.
They feel it.
So when a winner feels confident, that's the pose they make. So when animals want to scare away other animals, they get bigger not smaller.
They spread out.
When animals are afraid, they get smaller. When people are in an interview and they're afraid and timid, they start to shrink and curl and tighten up into a ball. They might cover their neck, they might cover parts of their face because they're nervous. All of that is a byproduct of the chemistry. So the research shows when you strike the Wonder Woman pose,
this is where Wonder Woman comes into it.
Now, it destroyed, I think, women for years and men that would do that. But what it is that pose is a person that opens up their body, and when they open up their body, their brain and chemistry says, be confident.
So we're talking shoulders back, arms on the hips,
shoulders back,
legs spread apart.
You basically spread out your profile.
Okay.
So you want to be better. That when you go meet the in-laws, you spread out. And you just,
this is how
you spread out.
Please don't destroy the decor.
Like this.
This is how Matt won over his in-laws.
In-laws love this.
You can't make me laugh or I'm going to cough.
It makes you feel good. And so when you're open, take big, deep breaths.
Yeah.
Not too many or you'll pass out.
Yeah.
But if you did that before your big job interview, research shows you'll gain confidence.
So right before these conversations, if you walk through the Studio 5 green room, you'll see Matt just on the floor.
Working out.
I mean,
I'm usually doing some push-ups, some ab work.
Yes.
But I'm looking big.
Okay,
I'm feeling big.
I might try it. I've been a little skeptical of the whole idea. It feels silly.
It looks ridiculous.
Well, yeah.
But the reality is we know when animals get bigger, it boosts confidence. When animals get smaller, it decreases confidence. And the research shows it does the exact same for human beings.
Okay, a little more head game here.
Yeah.
You say we could rehearse, we could practice confidence.
Practice the positive side of it. So now go, if you've got the biggest event of your life is you've got to go give a speech or a talk or something and you're totally nervous about it, think through the talk. I do this on my biggest events, the biggest things I do. I think of myself, I think of what I'm going to do behind the curtain, and you've been there watching me.
Yes, sir.
Working out, and I think about how I'm going to go out. I think about what it's going to look like. I don't always even think about what I'm going to say, but I think about what I'm going to feel, and I think about how I'm going to react when I see people, and I think about the process of going through it. I think about how I will end it. I think about what I will do backstage and what I will say after. I think about people down months from there that will come up and tell me what they felt. I think about all of that, and amazingly, I feel confident. The confidence comes from me planning it out, working it out. Pro golfers do the exact same thing. They keep imagining the putt. They keep imagining how many kids have had that two-strike, three-ball pitch in their brain that they hit out of the park. The more we do that, it gives us a space in the future to hang confidence in.
I really like confidence booster number 4. So really quickly here, you want us to focus on others. And it's interesting. I invite a lot of friends and family. I call on people to help me here on this show.
Yeah.
And a couple of years ago, a friend told me the biggest tip to get over the nerves, right, when it comes to TV, this live pressure of a studio, was she focuses on me.
Yeah.
Right? Taking the
too.
energy, well, thank you.
You know.
No, but taking the energy off of yourself and putting it on someone else.
And let me tell you, too, I also focus on the listeners in my head because I want to help as many people as I can. That is my mission. So if my mission is to help as many people as I can, then if I'm worried that they're going to get this, then I don't have to worry about me. And in a way, it's problematic because I do a lot of things you shouldn't do on the show. But I have a rule, and I say it every time I go, before I go on, before I speak anywhere, before I do anything. I always say to myself, this is not about you.
Right.
Just deliver the message. Just deliver the message. So now I have confidence in my message, and I know it's right. I know it's effective and healthy. So I just go to serve the people. And when we do that, we get out of ourselves. And when we're out of ourselves, we find ourselves. And there's
totally
the confidence.
Agree with that. I
it's
love
huge.
that. I love all of these. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Don't love the power pose, but
no,
I'll work on it.
You don't have to wear the belt and the unitard or whatever that thing is. But you do need to wear, you do need to have the truth lasso.
All right, yes, we'll work on that. Hey, you help relationships, couples all the time work through these relationship issues. Where can they go for more from you?
Go to matttownsend.com. We're doing a program right now with coaches, Coach with Matt.
Right.
We have awesome coaches we're training. If you want to be a coach someday, go to coachwithmatt.com and you can learn how you can now teach your friends, family, neighbors.
It's a great program.
It's awesome.
And it's taking off. Thanks, Matt. We'll be right back.